Welcome back to the show. We're now getting into our album reviews, and we're joined by a special guest, Maurice Hendricks, who's been on countless times in the past. And thanks so much for being back on, bro.
Of course, man. Anytime. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. And you start off with our first album review with Drake's For All the Dogs. In his new project, there's a wide variety of nuanced beat selection, and obviously the Frank Ocean sample to start the intro, Virginia Beach. It's got some really high level R&B cuts, and Drake's being more experimental and versatile from obviously the singing to R&B, pop, and rapping in various styles. And Reese, this album has caused a firestorm like I haven't seen in a long time. Everybody was quick to their harsh critiques on it. I mean, for me overall, I really like the project. I enjoyed the R&B cuts on this. I feel as though Drake had a really good intro with the Virginia Beach. You still had that freestyle with 8 a.m. in Charlotte. It was, to me, just was good music. I enjoyed it overall. I know some people were expecting a different, like, full 8 a.m. in Charlotte type of a vibe for it, and I feel as though that's not something he's ever going to do. But to you, what were your initial thoughts on the album and just kind of your takeaways?
Yeah, man. I think that was the biggest thing was like, I think people that went in expecting it really to be for all the dogs are going to be disappointed, right? And that's the name of the album, right? And I think what I realized with this album was that even I had kind of gave up that he was going to do like 8 a.m. in Charlotte all the way through. He doesn't really have to do that anymore. He
He
has
doesn't
nothing
have
to
to.
prove. So I think if you go in with that mindset and like that's what I did when I listened to the album, I was expecting another like disappointment. I'm not gonna lie. So expecting the disappointment, but then when I got like honestly, I would say like a very good like mixture of like at least the production style of old
Yes.
Drake, but
Yeah,
like
for
his
sure.
new like content that he raps about. I was pleased because like it sounded like he tried on this album. It sounded
There
like
was
he had
effort.
passion. Yeah, there was effort compared to other albums, it just didn't like there was like very minimal effort went into the actual song structure and the like production of the song of the music. But this album, the song production was top notch. The composition was very good, and there's song structure and stuff like that. I think the only thing that Drake is really lacking, and I think this is where his core fans are really like getting to him at, is like the content, right? So the content is what's missing. Is like old Drake used to rap about like wanting to make it and having all these like aspirations, and that was
Right.
inspirational
That's
to
where
get.
everybody was at. That's where
Yeah,
everybody's like, I want to get there too. So we were on the same
exactly.
journey. Yeah.
But now he's just rapping about the same thing he's been rapping about for the past few albums, and like nothing's changing. He's not growing as a person. And so people are starting to notice that. And I think that's why this album is so controversial, because the people that are like attacking it, I think, are like not looking at it from the lens of like musical growth. They're more so looking at it from a lens of like Drake as a person isn't growing, and that's reflecting in his music. You know
And
what I'm
that's the
saying?
problem. And that's the problem I have, because I'm like, you have songs like Drew Picasso, Tried Our Best, Bahama Promises. Like, there are so many songs on members only. There's so many songs here where I'm like, it's good music, but people are just like, man, this isn't like what we're the same journey you were on to Take Care. I'm like, he's I get it. He's not there anymore. And I get
He's
the
not
people
there.
that people want. Like, those albums are still there for you to listen to. But I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
if you're going to listen to him now, it's just going to be a different type of experience. To you, Savon, what were your initial thoughts on the album?
Bruh, that's my initial thoughts of the album. And I'm a OG Drake fan.
Yeah.
So there was one, the marketing behind it kind of gave us the sense that it was going to be similar and his best work yet. And to
Yeah.
piggyback on what you were saying, content to the growth of production goes hand in hand, to me anyways, as an
Yeah.
artist, because if you're growing in production, you're going to grow in content or how you think and how you're moving. Even when he was going through his beefs or whatever, it was still different from him talking about love, because you go from um, Take Care to Nothing Was the Same to Boom
Agreed.
Boom Boom. He's progressing production wise and content wise, and now it just sounds like some of these songs should never made it. Like, I don't, the one with Yeet, why?
That's the only one. Well, I would say, okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I feel
Now,
indifferent about that song.
because here's the,
No,
here's
bro,
the
it
thing.
should never made it,
Here's the
bro.
here's the thing. That song is like charting, I think, one or two,
Yeah,
because the younger
yeah.
generation loves Yeet. They love Yeet. That track wasn't for me. and
That was
the one with
so
Bad Bunny,
terrible,
the one
bro.
with Bad Bunny wasn't for me.
Was
But
no,
terrible. That
terrible.
was another one terrible.
I didn't
Terrible.
need him to rap in Spanish. But other than that, I was good with it.
769 or 7969 Santa, terrible production, garbage. That song
Another
garbage, bro.
late night with Yachty should have never made it.
No,
well.
you're tripping.
That was fire.
Should have
That
never
song was
made it.
fire. That song
No,
was
it was
fire.
not, bro. That
That
should have
music,
never made
that
it.
music video. Come
Yeah, that song was
you got
fire.
a video with
That's
Cole
what
Bennett
you.
finally.
That's what you're thinking. That's what you own. The music and the what they were talking about, bro. It wasn't
Yeah, I
the
get
best
it.
song on here, and
Talk
I
to
hate
him.
to say it, was "Rich Baby Daddy." That is the best song on.
Oh
this
my
track, bro.
goodness.
The
Hold up a
second
sec.
one is
It better
first
not be the
person with Sexy Red, bro.
You
That is
tripping?
that is going to be the most played song.
It's gonna be the
until
most
next
played
year.
song. It's gonna be
the
the
best song on here.
in terms of the commercial impact. Like, okay, yeah,
just
it's a
saying.
good song, but there's so
Just-
many better songs.
Just looking at trends. Look at God's Plan, that type of song. That's not a really great song, but
It's
you
catchy.
put something about it's catchy. And then it was the with the City Girls was supposed to, but he chopped up D-Key, Do
My
You Love
Feelings.
Me?
Yeah.
Those tracks,
He knows what he's
those
doing.
were his best tracks on his album because of the replayability, the marketing behind it, and the longevity of the album. And in my opinion, First Person Shooter is the best song on this.
I'm about to say that can't be your actual opinion, right? Sexy Red. Okay, good. Because I was about to say, dude, to me,
you know,
I was like, Savon, how you gonna be an OG fan and think that's the best track of the album?
I'm joking.
Reese, what are your top three? What are your top three for this album?
Virginia Beach #1, bro. I'm sorry. That Frank Ocean sample, legendary, bro.
That was a legendary sample.
You're tripping. That's like, of course, it's not one of his best intros pin wise.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Which is the thing, right? I think if he would have like did something else on that sample, then even if he kept the same production, but
melodic. It's supposed to be
melodic.
Bro,
yeah, it's just like it's just the intro track that
you know better.
Is the mood for the album.
Reese,
you know what I'm saying?
Reese, you know better.
Keep the Family Close.
Tuscan Leather. Tuscan Leather
his
was best intro. Yeah.
Keep the Family Close was not. Keep the Family Close was an intro, and it was not bar heavy. It was literally just.
You're right. And that's what I'm saying. I think
that's
this
different. It was still a great song. This
it
one
was.
The only thing we love about it now, the sample I'm saying is going crazy.
Yeah,
but the content didn't match it.
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Like the production on this album was incredible.
It's fire.
Right? It's amazing.
But how you transition the DOG radio, bro, it's ingenious.
Dude, I love that. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about the album.
Yes, it's dope. But it didn't match up right.
Yeah,
this should have been a 15-song album. Or 17. I'll say 17. It should have been 17. Some of these songs they had should have made it. But I think if his intro would have been better, then it would have set the mood better. Because first of all, we get spoiled. We get a Frank Ocean kind of like production, and then you give us those weak bars.
Yeah.
It just sounded too playful. If you're gonna use Frank Ocean, who has not been seen, he's like a unicorn.
Yes,
no
he
pun
literally
intended.
Is, bro.
No really pun intended. If you're gonna use that, bro, you gotta come. And I was an OG listener. Yeah. Drake's intro and ending of his albums are always so consistently good. Yeah.
So he spoiled us. Like, he spoiled us. I mean, Champagne Poetry. I mean, he spoiled
but
us.
That's what I'm saying. For this album, though, I think it matches. Even though, it's not like intro. When you compare it to his other intros, right? It's not those. But I think for this
still
album,
a good intro.
It still does the job. Man. And still, just using Frank Ocean is an automatic W. You know what I'm saying?
See? That's what you get the facade
I know. I do agree, though, that the bars don't match with the lyrics. Or the bars don't match with the track, right? What could have been on the track, I would say. But I think that's the kind of the whole album. Like I think what I take from this album was like, and that's what I'm saying. Like he did try on the composition and the structure of the album, and it felt like there was a theme here, right? You had the Bark Radio, you have all this like stuff going on.
That was smart.
But then when you think about the actual content, like and compare it to what he used to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Then that's when the mismatch happens. But I think you have to kind of separate out his old stuff from this project and just objectively look at it as like a single project, because if any other artist did this, you wouldn't like exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, but I think something that Academics has been saying, I don't know if y'all like watch Academics.
But I don't give him airwaves.
It's basically just like the reason why people hate on Drake so much for this album is because like everybody's kind of recognizing him as a GOAT right now. Like it's like he's like one away from Michael Jackson. He did it. You know what I'm saying? He is like our modern Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? He rapped about that on First Person Shooter. And so like I think at that level you have to kind of hold him at a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? He should be giving us the best. Yeah.
Yes.
So I definitely agree. As far as going back to the original question, which was my top 3, it'd be like Virginia Beach. I agree. First Person Shooter. And I like Slime You Out, to be honest, with SZA. I think it's good, bro. Fear Heights is also up there for me.
Fear of Heights is crazy. Fear of Heights is crazy. And
I think
Daylight.
Those are mine.
Daylight isn't. That goes stupid. Daylight goes stupid.
I'm about to walk out, guys.
You didn't like Slime You Out, bro? It has SZA on it, dog.
No. This is why I don't like it. I think SZA should have went first. Drake, and we talked about this on the cast. When Drake tries to sing, put that at the end. Because normally, like we was talking about doing it wrong, he's not really trying to sing. It's just melody, it's a hook. But he tried to really sing, and I was like, oh. And then SZA came in, saved it a little bit, but the ending was the best. So put SZA first, then put you, and then you end it well. The format of the song, I didn't like it. And I knew it was going to be an album song. It wasn't a single song.
Yeah. I mean, it's performing well, though. I think it's like, it was, for a while, it was above. Yeah. I agree. It's SZA. That power that SZA has right now is insane. But yeah, those are my top tracks. But I don't know. Virginia Beach, I despite it not being Tuscan Leather, for example.
We're comparing Drake to Drake. We're comparing
just switch
Drake
it.
Exactly.
I think we should just switch it. Amen should have been first and then Virginia Beach. I think Amen would have, because that's a cold play, bro.
Yeah.
Like at first,
Tizo killed it.
Yeah. I like Tizo impressed me. Tizo impressed me. I wasn't a big Tizo fan.
That should have been first, and then Virginia Beach can kind of flow into Calling for You a little. I don't know. Maybe just tweak that a little bit, but I thought Amen was a good song. It was solid.
I don't know if it's an intro track, though. I still think Virginia Beach is the perfect intro track for this album.
You start off with Frank.
Because, bro, when I tell you, when I put this album on, I didn't even know it was Frank Ocean. Before one of my friends pointed it out to me, I just knew that this sample was insane. And I was like, this is a good intro. Like, yeah, it's not Tuscan Leather where he's like rapping crazy, but like Drake just knows what he does on intros.
When he says no and that beat drops, don't see that, you go crazy.
Bro, come on, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
He don't have to like go crazy with the rap, bro. He could have did a different approach to that track.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Because to me, that was a folly, bro, to have a Frank Ocean sample and it go that crazy. I don't know who made that beat. I want to give 40.
I want to say 40. 40.
I don't say 40 on that type of time.
I'm going to look. Yeah, I think it was 40, bro. I think it was. Bro, 40 was all over this album. Finally, like that's what I'm saying. We got that old
OG production.
It was 40 and this dude named Harley. Also, I don't know, bro. We just know it was 40, bro. Like that's all you
40.
Know.
You're the GOAT. 40. You're the GOAT.
No, for sure. That was a dope production. But yeah,
he's going away for a year. He said he's taking a year away. He's not going to make it. Drake. He said he's going to take a year away from music.
Good.
Did he say just a year?
He said a year.
Okay.
Good. Good.
Savon's in his Joe Budden bag. Savon's in his Joe Budden bag.
How dare you?
I'm not going to
Joe and Adam.
I didn't say the album was bad. I didn't say it was bad.
It's a really good album.
Yeah. It wasn't not no really. It's a good album. It's mid / okay. That's it. Mid / okay. All right. Yeah, that's
top three timestamp tracks. Top 3 timestamp tracks ever.
No.
I mean, like, what would be your guys' top 3?
Oh, okay.
Because I would still have 5 a.m. in Toronto, 6 p.m. in New York, and then 4 p.m. in Calabasas.
Yep, those 3 right there.
Those are my go-to.
I think low-key Do Not Disturb counts as well.
But
30 for 30.
8 a.m. in Germany.
30 for 30 freestyle.
But that's not a
timestamp.
That's not a timestamp.
Low key, bro.
Low
key,
he didn't say a time.
Low key.
He didn't say 2 a.m. in
Atlanta. He said he wrote this on a plane. He was on a plane. He just didn't name it.
Come on, man. And do not disturb. He said 8 a.m. in Germany, bro. That's all I need to know,
Yeah,
bro. That's all I need
yeah,
Do
to know.
Not Disturb is good. I
so good.
mean, uh,
Yeah, I'm a
I think 30 for 30 is a timestamp song, bro. He just named it 30 for 30 at that time because he had big ring chip, like it was everything was one
yeah,
at a
yeah,
time.
for
So you
sure.
gotta name it. We would have got a 6:20 a.m. in Miami Dolphins. I don't know. He would have said some stupid crap,
Yeah,
but he got
yeah,
30 freestyle. But
yeah, yeah,
that whole track was just
9 a.m. in
that's
Dallas goes
Drake,
crazy too.
bro.
9 a.m. in Dallas goes crazy too.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is. That's a
That's
good
kind of
one
good
too.
for sure.
yeah. I don't know that. Yeah, that's hard. I would definitely want to. I know I saw it somewhere online with someone was doing the comparisons between the Heart series and Drake's timestamp series.
Drake's
Like,
timestamp.
which one y'all taking?
Drake's timestamp. Drake's timestamp for sure. I'm
Okay,
taking
okay.
Drake's timestamp. He's barring it up
What
in
was on the
every
heart? What was I got to see the list on the heart?
Kendrick's Heart
Kendrick.
series.
Oh, Kendrick's heart. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm taking timestamp.
It's not as memorable. It's just not as
Yeah,
memorable
I
as the
agree.
timestamp.
I do think like Kendrick definitely pushes the boundaries of music with
Yeah.
the Heart series, like the transitions, the amount of like composition, especially with the Heart Part 5. But I think like bar wise, I think like just like consistency, like Drake has it with the
Yes,
timestamps.
bro. And people they said Joe Budden could rap better
Oh
Yeah.
no, God. Hey,
Pump,
first
than
of
pump it
all,
Drake.
up.
I'm a big fan of the Joe Budden podcast, but no, as a rap, no. Don't
Nah,
even start.
nah.
Don't even
I'm
start.
like,
Don't.
have y'all not
Did
heard?
y'all forget? Did y'all
Did
forget?
I lose you? Did I? Did I? Bro, he was going bananas on that track. Like, bro, that's
They
why I
they
hold him
want
to
the
a
lyrical.
standard.
They want the lyrical miracle spherical.
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro.
Bro, Drake is bro, he's not just a great rapper
Come
because he
on,
has melodies, is versatile, bro. That boy be
he's got a
spitting.
Yeah.
pen. He's got a pen.
I think the way you got to look at it though is I think Drake's music always ages, bro. Like
Yes.
Yes.
no matter how you
Not these
just
last
like
two.
you have to no, bro, come on. I be listening
Honestly, never
to
mind.
okay. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to be cuz
What's
maybe I
the
don't be listening like that.
her
But
loss and all that stuff?
like I'm talking about like Views though, right? Like when
Yeah.
Views came
Yeah,
out, right? Everybody was like, "Nah, bro, like
I
everybody
this
hated
isn't."
wasn't.
it.
I was in love with it.
I know, but
Mm-mm.
people
Oh,
People
were
hated
people,
it
trashing
though.
that. People
People
were
hated it
bro,
trashing
though.
it.
that was
But
such a
now,
beautiful.
Come on, that's viewed as a classic. That and it is
that's
a
Bro,
viewed as a
classic.
classic.
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't
classic.
skip a
You don't.
track on there, bro.
Not one. Not
Yeah.
one.
And
And it's
now I'm not
21
saying this will
songs,
have
and
the
it's like
same
20 songs.
effect. Yeah. I'm not saying this will have the same effect because I think like compositionally, it's like two different audiences, right? Like Views was like for Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a
That's for
journey.
his like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? For the journey. He made it, right? This is like peak Drake, like where he was like highest honored Drake, you know? Now he's more so just like, I'm still out here accomplishing acclimates, and now I'm just gonna do this new style and appeal to more people and do it well. And I think that's what this album was, while at the same time giving us like a little bit of his past production, which is why I was like, I got what I wanted out of this album, even though yeah, like it wasn't like Take Care or Nothing Was the Same. It was Drake trying, which is something he hasn't been doing in the past few albums. So that's why I like the album.
Definitely. And I'll get into our next album review with Westside Guns, and then You Pray for Me. In his new and reportedly last album ever, he put together another body of work that is unique and entertaining. Westside tries to use more trap beats on this album. Still Got Cooks has multiple amazing features and traditional additions to the tracks, such as Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine deliver elite lyricism. And I really did enjoy this project because I feel as though Westside he did try to implement more of those trap beats. There is high level of lyricism, and I feel as though he is just such a really impressive lyricist, and he knows the type of features that works well on his projects. But to you, Maurice, what were some of your initial takeaways?
I don't know, man. I don't really listen to Westside Gunn like that. So this is the first album I think I listened to, like all the way through.
Yeah,
And I don't know, man. I think it's not really my cup of tea, like music wise. I did enjoy just the production. I think like that Griselda tag, like it's instantly recognizable, right? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
everybody can tell that.
Yeah, you know, everybody can tell the production that style. Um, I did like a few of the songs. I think my favorite one was Babylon Bliss. That one. I think what I expected from this album was more of that. Like if I would have got an album for that, you know what I'm saying, that song, then I would have been like good with the style. But I think a lot of the other stuff I was like it's not for me. I can see where the value is though in terms of like because I think the production again was very good. I feel like lately production has been crazy, like in
Yeah.
the music industry. You know what I'm
People
saying?
have been, yeah, they've been giving it their all production
Yeah,
wise.
for real. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the album was good, just not for me.
Savon, to you, what were your initial takeaways? And were you impressed by it, or did you feel as though it was just a decent project?
It was too long for that type of style. Needed to be at least 15 songs. There was some type of listenability to it. I don't think you would save the whole track. I do think I like Babylon Biss as well. I like the one with Rick Ross, Dunhill. There were some other ones splattered around, but I thought it was the production was really good. But I think West Gunn is like an acquired taste,
Yeah,
For
and
sure. It's
sometimes
more of the boom bap.
yeah,
It's for the boom
exactly,
bap fans. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I like him as a MC and a lyricist, but this was too long. Oh, and the one with Denzel Curry, the Ultra Gazelle or whatever that is. But I thought that was dope too because I'm starting to become a bigger fan of Denzel Curry
yeah,
because he slept on a little bit. I think he's a good rapper. But
for
yeah,
sure,
it's just too much. 21 songs is at this point just 15,
bro.
Can we
I
just
miss
14.
can we just
concise
request can we
albums,
just
dude.
request like 14 to 15 song projects?
Bro,
Like
I miss concise
Cleo
albums
Soul
so
just giving us
much.
10. Cleo Soul just giving us
Yeah,
10. She gives us the perfect amount of
And
for
it's
albums.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful
yeah,
music. Definitely.
yeah, dude.
And I'll get into our next album review with Offset to set it off. In this project, there's a lot of traditional bangers that usually that really work for Offset. There's vulnerability on certain tracks, such as "Say My Grace," and then tracks like "Hop Out the Van" and "I'm On" have more of the trap heavy influence. To you, Maurice, what were your thoughts on this? Because this was a really anticipated project. Obviously, with more of his solo effort. Me and Savon had mentioned he kind of feels as though like more of the traditional solo artist out of the Migos, one who can kind of like
Yeah,
stay in his
Yeah.
own lane and hold his own.
yep.
Uh, how did you kind of feel about this album overall?
No, I definitely agree with that. I feel like Quavo was definitely more of a feature artist. Like a lot of people just liked him for features and stuff,
Right.
and so his solo projects like didn't really translate well. But Offset has always been to me like one of the more well like versed Migos, you know what I'm saying, members. And so for this album, yeah, I feel like he just kind of even compared to his last albums, I feel like he just kind of was in a different lane than he used to be. He feels more like an individual solo artist, like you said, than like
Yeah.
part of the Migos, as Offset. It felt
Right.
like this was like an Offset project, and he sounded confident. He sounded like he was having fun on this project, and yeah, I enjoyed it. The production was good as well. Just like I said, I feel like production is just really good these days.
Yeah.
Uh, and none of the beats, like even though the flow was very similar across the project,
Yeah.
the beats still sounded different. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, the beats sounded like different, and I was able to still get into every song, and yeah, I feel like there was a lot of good production, especially from Boy Wonder. A lot of his tracks
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
are fire.
Mhm.
Yes.
And Offset did well to match that energy.
Definitely. To you, Savon, like Maurice was saying, the production was really high level here, and it felt as though he kind of was in. He's in the pocket he wants to be in. Over the years, he's kind of progressed into more of that standalone artist.
Yeah.
How did you kind of feel about this overall?
Tighten it up. 21
Yeah,
songs
it didn't need to be
again.
this long. It got a
It's
little redundant.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, because like you said, it's only so much you could do with your voice. It's only so much you could do with your
I mean, it's
cadence.
Offset.
And
yeah, dude.
yeah, I mean, I was
Offset.
surprised.
I heard that like so many times, bro.
We know who you are, bro. Y'all not a group
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah, come
yeah,
on, man.
We know who you are. You don't have to say who you are anymore. But no, it
Yeah.
should have been concise. But I was surprised at the way I was gonna. I like this. I
yeah,
actually like this album.
Mm.
I think he did step up to the plate and kind of like this is. I think it's a slept on album. I think this is a sleeper of the year.
Mm.
I do because the first 6 songs. I mean, he started
Yeah,
the
he's
album off nice.
so good.
yeah,
So good.
Boom, 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 boom. And then obviously you get in the middle, you put the plug in songs, and then you try to
yeah,
put the rest at the back. I mean, that's
The
typical.
filler
Yeah,
songs.
filler songs, typical how you align a album. But I was pleased and I was impressed on the energy he had. The bars were there. There weren't like crazy bars, but he said a few things that had me like, okay, Offset.
yeah,
Okay. I do still think Takeoff was the better rapper out of all the three.
Oh, for sure.
But I think
mm.
Offset is the one who can go and be a solo act and kind of bring out an album because, like you said, Quavo is just his solo albums just
Nah, not it. He felt like the feature on the album, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
right. But nah, it's just concise 15 songs. I think it'll be even better because then you take out the filler songs and it's just
yeah,
you can listen straight through and let it play instead of skipping. But I thought it overall was a good album.
And I know we've mentioned a lot about longer albums. Looking back at albums like All Eyes on Me and Life After Death, Tupac had 27 songs, Biggie had 25, and there was almost no skips. It's almost
yeah,
like they were like, but that's the
Different
thing,
era.
like, you know what I mean? Because it's like looking back, like why do you guys think artists like that were able to just like kind of hit it almost on every track and not really have a lot of errors and just be able to deliver a high level of quality music?
Do you? I think the standard was different back then
yeah,
because we
yeah,
we don't have the accessibility of music. So I mean, when you they had CDs, tape recorders, all this stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now you have to listen to the whole thing. You don't want to skip anything because now you got to rewind it. So the
mm,
standards was different in the playability, and
yeah. So
then
much, so
so
much.
much different. You can skip a song if you don't like it. Back then you really could. I mean, CDs, yeah, but you
yeah,
still give it. I think the standard has changed. I'm just gonna leave it there. The
for
standard
Yeah,
of
sure.
I
listening has
think
changed.
a big thing too is album sales are different now, right?
Yeah,
Oh
When we
yeah,
talk
that's true.
about streaming versus selling, right? So
Yeah.
like a lot of artists put a bunch of songs in an album, not even for the sake of like, it's like the difference in intention, right? Like back then, like they put that many songs in their CDs because they had that many good songs and it fit
yeah.
the album. Nowadays, they just put filler tracks
To put
just
it
to
on there.
reach a certain
Mm.
number for the label so that they can sell more, right? Because every stream counts. Like as you listen through to an album, every
Mhm.
stream counts towards like a bigger amount of sales, right? So like they just want to get as many streams as possible, and to do that, you need more tracks and more listens. You know what I'm saying? Across the entire album, and the only way to do that is to kind of make better music or like have
Yeah,
more songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I think that's a big thing. It's just like reaching
it's the
a certain
streaming
amount of
game.
sales.
It's the
Yeah, the
Yeah.
streaming.
streaming
It's the streaming
game
game
changed everything. You know?
for sure. And I'll get
Mess
into our
up the
last
game, man.
mess
Sorry, I just
up
mess up the music
mess up
game,
the
bro. The
game
stream, yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. And I'll get into our last review with Spillage Village and Benji's Love Gun EP. In this EP, it contains a soulful set of tracks, and Benji's sound draws inspiration from soul and hip hop, psych rock, as well as funk. And there's serious range throughout these tracks. Me and Savon were talking about it, but before the pod, like this was really just a smooth listenability. All the tracks really like flowed. I mean, it was 4 songs, but they all had a purpose to them. To,
Mhm.
to you, Maurice, what were your initial thoughts on this EP?
Yeah, man, I love EPs like this. I feel like I want more EPs from my favorite artists because it's like when you have like this idea of like this like theme you want, like you don't have to make a whole album about it because that's when you
Right.
start having filler tracks and
Yeah.
all this stuff, all this junk, right? That doesn't really fit the theme, but it kind of fits the theme. Nah, like EPs are meant for every single song fits the theme and it flows together very well. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And so I wish we had more stuff like that. But yeah, this one
Hmm.
was very solid. I was listening through and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that it repeated because it was so like it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
seamless, you
Yeah,
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, I just really enjoyed uh everything about the EP and it felt like a good listen.
absolutely. Savon, to you, what were your initial thoughts on it and some of like the highlights of it throughout it?
Yeah, this was beautiful music. I never heard of him before. I thought we were listening to it because Spill Village was involved. Then I was
Yeah.
anticipating hearing JID or Earth Gang or somebody, and then I was like, oh, it's just him. I'm not totally
Yeah.
disappointed, but I thought
Yeah,
this was a
that
good
was
listen.
surprising. That was surprising.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
he
was
has,
confused.
yeah, I was like
Did he just go through I know he's part of Spillage Village, but did he just like
use.
attach it
I
to
think he
Spillage
Yeah, I
attached
Village?
think
it.
he
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what
did
it
because
was.
he's a
Okay.
solo
Yeah,
artist. Because everybody's
Yeah.
a solo artist, he just attached. He was like probably got their permission. Like, hey, let me
Yeah.
just for an
Yeah.
EP. It ain't no album because it's just a little EP.
Yeah.
But the only song that I didn't like fully was Sade.
Mm.
It was a good change to the EP, and then you get Georgia, which I thought was to me the best track on there.
oh
It
yeah,
just
that's the top
it
Yeah.
track.
just
Yeah.
feels good. But I
Yeah.
do think it flows well, and then I do think you have to have that song that changes so it won't get redundant. But I
Yeah.
just didn't like draw to it like but overall good EP, and like you said, Reese, I wish Drake should do a
Scary
five
Hours
song
3, man.
EP.
The killer.
Scary Hours 3, bro. Where
Yeah,
was
there
it?
is 3.
It was supposed to come this year.
he's been saying it the last few years. And it's
Because we got that, and that whole EP was fire, bro. We got some good tracks off the EP.
Yeah.
Oh, Scary Hours 2. Yeah, Scary Hours 2 was crazy.
Yeah,
I guess he said that Scary Hours 3 was technically supposed to have 8 a.m. in Charlotte on it, right? Like,
yeah,
that was, he said that for
he wanted to like more of a
Griselda
gritty type of vibe for like his like next EP or something. So
yeah. We'll see.
What year hiatus, my butt?
He's gonna go on it.
He gonna be back Tuesday.
He's gonna go on a year. He's put out like 4 albums. He's put out 4 albums in the last 3 years. I think.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah. I think the hiatus.
We're talking about him again, Savon. We're talking about him again.
It's the Drake effect, bro. It's hard. He's the GOAT, bro. He's one of the GOATs. It's hard not to talk about his music.
Yeah. Sure. I think we're in a time where people actually like recognize him as the GOAT now. You know, before it was like, oh, Drake. Like, you like Drake, you know?
He's talking love. He does
Canadian. On site like
exactly.
Hey, you like maple syrup, Like,
But now it's like not even a question. I think most people are like, nah, it's
unquestionable.
He literally like he tied Michael Jackson for #1 hits. Like I think he surpassed him, right? So like, I mean, you can't deny that fact.
Well, I think he was upset because he said he should have 14, but they never credited him on Sicko Mode. He never was credited on Sicko Mode, which that should be his 14th, but they never.
True, because he made that song.
He made. Oh my goodness.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
That beat
Sun is down. Sun is down. Yeah. But
18 hours till I land.
Out like I like.
Exactly. You already know, bro. That
Come on, man. That made the track.
Yeah, I don't even remember Travis' part, bro.
What did Travis say?
No, for real. I don't remember.
Oh, no.
I'll hear him say, yeah.
The Travis effect right there, man.
No, that's definitely the Travis effect.
But before we close out, in terms of like the impressive albums you heard this year so far, Reese, like to me, like Diddy put out a really good album. Killer Mike put out a good one. Maida for R&B, I thought she was really dope. Were there any particular albums this year that have kind of been your like standouts or the one you kind of keep going back to?
Yeah, man. I think I can't remember. Did the Yachty album come out this year?
Oh yeah, January. Yeah.
That came out this year. I think that was amazing. That one, Tizo dropped an album.
So I haven't listened to that.
Yeah, that one, dude. That's like his debut album, right? And I'm so glad that he got like the spotlight from Drake.
Now I want to go back.
He killed it. Yeah, you should definitely like. It's like I think it's probably the most unique project I've heard this year. Because Tizo's just a unique person, right? But
this dude right here.
Yeah. Tizo. He was on the Drake album. He was on.
Yeah, I didn't know he looked like this.
Yeah. Hey, look. He put out good music. I don't like. He'd be looking crazy in his photos, but it's art, man. It's art, you know.
Art.
Look, man. That's what. Hey, bro. I'm just trying to.
Kids day.
It is what it is. Yeah.
You know, touchdown. He played football. Did anybody know?
Yo, I don't even know.
No, I don't.
He got that name. He was like, Tito, touchdown. Touchdown. Now we got the name from, bro. That's what I'm talking about,
man.
Yeah, but nah, the album was good. I think y'all should listen to that.
I'm gonna add it now.
And yeah, obviously the Travis album and the Drake album were both up there for me.
Definitely. Do you think Kendrick and Baby Keem are going to drop their collab album this year?
This year, nah.
I think next year.
I think 20.
Too much going on.
I mean, Meek Mill, Rick Ross are drop. We talk about Wale. Wale's gonna be dropping tonight, so it's a lot of artists are kind of picking back up, and Nicki's dropping next month. So
and they want the floor. I think they want the floor.
What happened with the Nicki and Drake feature? What happened with the Nicki? Nicki was supposed to be
on. I don't want that.
Oh man, come on.
Bro, I haven't even heard Nicki in so long. Like, what was the last?
So long.
Yeah,
her voice so annoying, bro. I used to love Nicki, boy. That Pink album had me on straights, boy. I was in a straight jacket with Pink.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Fire.
Pills and potion. What a time.
What a time.
What a time, bro.
It's crazy that they're, bro, Young Money was just so dominant back then. Like, you
have
talk
we ever
about
seen
Lil
a
Wayne.
run? Man, that run is insane, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All three of them, Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki, just all being the best at like.
I'm so glad You didn't say Tiger. Somebody, I was talking to a friend,
Oh
and
nah,
they
bro.
said Tiger.
Stop.
I was like, no.
No.
Tiger even signed to Young Money like
He's
that?
not sitting at that lunch
He
table. He's
was
not sitting
signed to
at
Young Money. Like,
Okay, I was
yeah.
like, because him and Drake were beefing, so I didn't even know they were signed. He was signed like that.
Yeah, he was part of the lineup. That's
Oh,
why you
snap.
get that weak song in Bedrock. I would make a bed. His song, everybody's verse was trash except Wayne's for real. For real.
What did Drake
But,
say about Tiger? You need to act your age and not your girl's age.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
what's called, bro.
6
That's
p.m.
how
in
you
New
end
York.
an album, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how you end the album.
That's crazy.
Bro. That's,
What was that?
he
Was that
went
5
in.
a.m. in Toronto or 9 a.m.
6 p.m. in New
Dallas?
York. 6
Yeah,
p.m. in New York.
bro.
If you're
Oh
reading
my
That's a good one
gosh,
too.
bro.
He went in.
Goodness.
Oh, you gotta love it. Oh my god.
Boy, he was on with that whole.
I'm saying, bro.
I heard it was circulated. Let's just get to the bottom of it. Oh,
Love it.
Exactly,
Ooh.
bro.
oof. Shivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man. We're not
Talking
gonna
about-
get him again.
We're
bro.
not gonna get that guy. We're not
again.
gonna get that guy again.
But it's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
I think the sooner you accept that, Savon, the sooner you'll like realize that, like, I don't know.
Hold
Maybe he
on.
just needs to pull. The thing is, like, we want him to be like a Jay-Z, where he like holds back and only puts out music. Maybe not. Maybe not. But
you think he's gonna
I
do
think
that?
some people want him to be like this, like, person that he's not. I feel like Drake now, he doesn't care about proving anything anymore because he doesn't have to because of his stats, right?
Yeah, right.
And so in order to back that up, he's just gonna keep making records. And to keep making records, he's not gonna give us another, 6 p.m. in New York. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give us another late night. You know what I'm
he
saying?
got close.
The old heads say
close.
they want him to make an album like 444, and that's never gonna happen. He's not gonna make an album.
No, we don't want that.
That's,
Not
some
the
people are
OG
saying
fans.
that. Some people are saying they're like, make an album like
That
Jay-Z's
album was
444.
trash.
Oh,
It was trash.
444 was so good. 444 was so
No,
good.
it
Yeah.
was not, bro.
444 was so good.
It was
That
hot booty.
Nah.
It's just like, bro, I think at a certain point you get to like, as like a rapper, you get to like a point where you have to rap about different things because your life changes. I think like Logic touched on this, where like he's becoming a dad and he's like, all right, I'm not gonna rap about whatever before because I'm a dad now. I'm gonna start rapping about that. Now Logic is washed. Obviously, like he
had his
he's doing
time.
his thing, yeah.
He
But
had
I
his
think
time.
he should have retired. He should have retired when he said he was gonna
He
retire.
said every
Yeah,
album's a
and he
retirement
come
album.
back.
He made every
Bro,
album a retirement album. This is my
They
retirement
That's
album.
it.
gone, bro.
Yeah.
A retirement
got some-
album. A retirement album is supposed to be like a serious, sacred moment. We don't need
Yes,
to have
bro.
3 retirement albums, bro.
Yeah.
That's like saying I'm retired and you show up to work on Monday. What are you
Yeah,
doing,
yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
'Cause
It's
you're
like when
cata-
Tom
yeah.
Brady came back, man. When Tom Brady came back.
Stay gone.
So true.
Stay gone.
Oh, man.
It's over. Just go.
For sure. For all the dogs. For all the
For all the dogs. For all the dogs.
I hope Drake doesn't do that when he's 42. Like, he's just going to come back. He's like, Drake, it's
Bro.
done. It's done. It's done.
After he turns 40, he don't need
He's
to rap
got
no more.
he's got to be Future's
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Future's almost 40. Future's almost 40. And he's going to be
Future
putting out-
different. Future and trap. That's different.
That's
But
true.
see, that's what I'm
That's true.
saying, bro.
Why
Like,
does Future get a pass? Man?
Yeah.
No, because Future is not on his level. He not considered a GOAT.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
he's a
different.
golden trap, though.
He's a golden trap, though. He is a golden trap.
Nah.
But that's a lane, right? So he's
We
going to
don't
stay
do that.
trapping, you know?
No, we don't do GOATs and trap. No, GOAT is just for overall. We
I
don't
guess in
do
terms of influence,
specific-
though, like Travis Young Thug, right? They're not like, I mean, not Travis, Future Young Thug. They're like goats in that influence. You know what I'm saying? In their
In that
sound.
lane. And that's
Not in terms of
Don't
like
GOAT,
overall.
that's just then you're using it loosely. They're icons, I would say.
Yeah.
In that GOAT is
Okay.
It's
like,
a sacred
that's
term.
a-
It's a sacred
Yeah.
term.
up there, bro.
Yeah, okay, I'll say icons,
yeah. Because you just can't use that lightly. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying nobody to GOAT for trap, anyways. What? It's so one dimensional. Like,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of music these days is just like, bro, talk about something like
Yes, bro.
that's gonna change my life. Like, I'm
How
like,
much cocaine are you cooking at this point in time, bro?
Yeah.
Cocaine ain't even a drug no more.
Pusha, you're not living that life. Pusha T, you know,
Pusha need to. He need to go somewhere. He need to convert to Christianity.
You
He
know
need to
he's
come
on.
on home.
You know he's gonna
Be
come
like his
back.
brother.
You know he's gonna come back with a new.
I'm
with
so
a new
tired of him,
Clips,
bro.
a new Clips
Oh
album.
my gosh.
In the same braids since 2003. I'm tired of his hairstyle too.
Literally, bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like, as an artist, I get tired if I'm like talking about the same thing, right?
Yes,
So I don't
bro.
understand
How do you guys talk about
I
the
don't
same?
understand how they like. I mean, I know they got other writers and stuff too, but like, I don't understand how they like literally talk about the same thing and not get tired of it. You know,
year.
like, and just pump stuff up. I mean, I know it's their full-time job, so they kind of got to, but like, you know, it's I can't do it creatively. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need something new to happen in my life to write. You know what I'm saying? So
Last thing I'll say, Savon, Kanye. There's a rumored collab album of Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign is trying to redeem himself after the Division collab album.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that either. Not a tie.
That's
Ty
so
and
weird.
Ye?
That's a weird collab album, bro.
It is.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what we're gonna get out of that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Just keep it. Just
Keep it in the vaults.
we don't want that.
Nah. Well, Maurice, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you so much for being back on, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. Anytime.
Definitely. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back with our Inglourious Basterds review.